Lord Jesus. Good evening, good evening, good evening. How you doing? Welcome this evening. This is Rodney Grimes, PTP, People to People, Power to Power, Positive Thinking People. Hope everyone having a productive evening. I hope you had a blessed weekend and everybody is safe. I just want to say welcome to everybody that's just joining in. Welcome to all those that joined in. Remember, I take my glasses off, my eyes go into a whole different level. I'm cleaning them off. I make it work as I go so I can do what I do. But God is good, God is great, and I ain't complaining. Today, I'm going to be somewhat brief. I don't know why I found it to be an emotional day because I was thinking about, a lot's going on around us and how people are responding to the COVID virus. And we talked about this a couple of weeks ago, and I remember I jumped out and was like, we can't blame nobody, this and that, or whatever. And, I'm not a scientist or nothing. I just, sometimes I look at the facts and I see what it is. If one of my older sisters said to me, don't let nobody pee on you and tell you that it's rain. That's what she said. So don't let them pee on you and tell you, oh, Rodney, that's not pee, that's rain. Now, I ain't never tasted no pee before, but I know what pee smell like and I know what it look like. And I know the difference between rain. I don't even think I've really opened my mouth for rain, but I know the difference between the two. So I say that because most of the time what you have to do is you have to work off of common sense. So when we was talking about this virus and this thing was coming around, in the beginning, they weren't targeting anybody. They weren't looking at anybody and say, oh, you're the culprit, and just that. They said it started over in China and they was over there dying like flies. And that's what we heard. So what happens is a lot of us will just go by what the media say and so forth and so on. Now I want you to follow me because my topic today is what are you thinking and where are you mentally? Okay? So I want you to ask yourself these questions because it's all about what we're doing is trying to move forward. As I always say, people to people, power to power, positive thinking people. I use that terminology freely because it covers everything that I talk about, and it's all about us as people. The power, like the media and different people who are in positions that can say things to make people believe certain things. And then you got us that trying to do right, that are the positive thinking people, and believe me, there are a lot of positive thinking people, black, white, oriental, Hispanics, Indians, Africans. It's a lot of positive thinking people, and we have to always be open-minded to be able to listen to positive thinking people, especially when they're making something or they're giving out something that makes sense. So I don't want to be rattling off. Let me tell you why I'm in my feelings. A few days ago, prior to this all coming out, I said something about it. I was like, all of a sudden now it looked like that they are saying that the black people are carrying the COVID virus more than anybody else. Okay, well, just my opinion. If that was the case, that would have been said in the very beginning. I'm not saying that black people are not getting it rapidly right now because we have a lot of hard-headed young people. We have a lot of young people, as we know when we on the subway trains, we see them every day. When we walking down the streets, we see them every day. So we already know, you don't have to tell us about that. And if you just use a little common sense, if you think about, you say in the areas where this virus is coming on or it's taking a rapid effect on people, well, you're going to probably see that, especially when they called out New York, Washington, D.C., and Chicago, because we do have a lot of black people in those areas and a lot of low-income black people as well. And what happens is, let's just use some common sense. If you don't have the proper hospitals, you don't have the proper medical facilities to help you, private doctors and those things of that nature, then it will be high in your community. It will be high in the areas where you go. And another reason why it would be that is this. You think about all the low-income people who has to still get out there and work every day and then go home to their families. Let me welcome a few people. Magna, Rachel, Sam and Tay, Willie, Tammy, Felicia, Gwen. I send love and greetings to you, peace and blessings. Listen what I'm telling you. What I want you to do is you're going to think, because I'm going to be going, my whole conversation is going to ride into different things, and it's going to keep going back to how you thinking and how are you mentally, where you are mentally as well. So if you think about the people who's out there still having to go to work, we see trash men still got to go out there. I mean, come on now. You don't see too many white people dumping trash. I'm not trying to make it about race, but don't get mad at me if I speak the truth. Come on now. I mean, maybe in some areas where it's hardly no black people there, then you're going to probably see some. And then most of the time, you're probably going to see Hispanics on that truck. But, you know, let's keep it real. In the grocery stores, in certain areas, in black neighborhoods, what you see a lot of black people working in the grocery stores and things of that nature, and some of the different jobs that require us to be, you know, hands-on with different people. And if you're in a low-income area, then, of course, then you're going to be affected. So my biggest problem is all of a sudden now is a talk on television saying, well, you know, this black people are now carrying the COVID virus. Can you imagine what that? We already got people looking at us like they're crazy. We've been going through this for years, hundreds and hundreds of years. And I wasn't surprised. I was just in my feelings, because it seemed like all of a sudden we went from this being a virus that's attacking everybody that now is mostly in the black neighborhoods. Now, I was listening to the news most of the day, and every time I turn around, and the other thing that really bothered me is when they got certain people that they want to relay this message, then what they want to do is they get a black man to get in front of the camera and say, this is in the black communities, these things are happening. Hey, the governors and all of them, they can say that, because let me tell you something, we already know behind closed doors you say whatever you want to say. So let's don't, you know, the worst thing is to make us feel like we're stupid. We do a lot of stupid things. I can say that as a black man. I'd be embarrassed on some of the ways that our kids be conducting themselves. And that is because we have forgotten about our past history, having a blueprint, taking a mask off, relationships. We forgot all about that. We started letting our children run our life instead of us dictating to them. And they get out of control. I was on the subway and watched some young black females do this to this. She looked like she might have been a elderly Hispanic lady, or maybe white. And it hurt me to my heart, because my wife was looking at me and telling me, Rodney, don't you say nothing. And these three black girls were taunting her. And they was right in front of her, and they wasn't showing her no respect. And I know many of us have seen this, so ain't nothing made up. The reason why I'm bringing this up is because what you got to realize is this: if you don't know, you don't know. If you taught negativity and that's all you know is negativity, that's what you're going to get. So y'all want them to stay home, you got to start treating them better when you want them to follow your instructions. You got to lead by example. That's all of us. This virus right now ain't no black and white thing. For a minute, believe it or not, it wasn't a lot of black people that we was here getting it. We heard a couple. But now all of a sudden, now it's a black thing. I'm not saying that it isn't or it is. But if it is, don't put it out there to make we have to deal with another stigma put on us, so that we now got to be looking, and people are looking at us and saying, oh, it's mostly the black people that's getting this virus. I don't believe that. I don't believe that. No. I ain't saying that there's not a lot of us that got it, but all of a sudden the virus just started chilling and started going after black people? Come on. Now, I tell you, I speak as a black man because I am black. I'm telling you, we got a lot of hard-headed black young people in this area. We see them every day on the trains. We see them walking the streets. No respect, pants hanging down. They smoking stuff, walking around like zombies. You expect them to stay home? Half of them don't even know where home is. And if that virus can be carried into a neighborhood and just put on the mailbox by some knucklehead who lives in a low-income area where they don't have really no police going through there, they don't have doctors to go to, they don't have lawyers to help them stay out of trouble, they don't have the proper teachers in their schools, everything, what do you expect? What would you expect? It's all about the way that we conduct ourselves on how things are done. If you put out, and they continue to put out and say, oh, that it's mostly blacks that's carrying this, then we're going to have white America start looking at us like, okay, y'all the ones that brought the disease. I don't even want to go there. It's just sad that they're starting to say it's a black and a white thing or whatever. This disease is after everybody. And I truly believe that they ain't got no name or no color. Now, something I heard on the television today, it could be true. They said more men were getting it than the females. Okay, you know something? And that could be true too. It's all about your environment. It's all about how you live, how you conduct yourselves, how healthy you are. People who live in the projects do not get the same care as the people that live in the high-rise apartments down by the waterfront. I'm sorry. And if you're looking for a change, then you got to start changing from the top. D'Angelo, Lewis, Brenda, who is that? Oh, okay. Anita Jones, how you doing? Liz, Jackie, Helena, Lil Mom, Helena. I said Miracle. Okay. Anyway, I don't want to get thrown off. What I'm saying is this: when we look at what we're doing, so I'm talking about. I said today we would talk. I was going to talk to you about how are you thinking and how are you mentally. What's this? Let me see this. Okay. It went away. It says, I think it's because black people thought black people couldn't get this virus, so they had to show that they had to show people that look like them. Okay. Helen, you know what? Helen, let me. I call you little mama. I'm sorry, baby. My mind is going, so I want to stay where I'm at. Let me tell you this. A lot of us, with the ignorance of what it is, we still don't know how it came about, but we realize this. I was in Washington, D.C. a few days ago. I had to go do something for my mother-in-law, and it was funny. I saw all the black people I saw had masks and gloves on, and more of the white folks didn't have the masks on. So I was looking, I was like, man. Then all of a sudden, when I get inside, they're talking about, more of us got it. Okay. I'm not a scientist. I'm not the doctor keeping count, but I can tell you this. We are all made in the image of God. And this virus right now is not showing no favoritism to nobody. If we don't stay home, we don't practice the distance part, washing your hands, and just like the flu. You can catch the flu. How many people catch the flu? All types of people. You can go in a white neighborhood and have the flu, everybody catch it if everybody get around you. Same thing in the Hispanic neighborhood, same thing. The thing is that how will it spread based on how they respond to you when you go to the doctors, if they're going to see you, if you got the insurance to go get help. How many of us wake up in the morning knowing they don't feel good but won't tell nobody? So don't put it that it's a certain race. It's a human thing. Let it stay that way so that we don't start to divide ourselves again over something that is really something that we as a people come together, that we can kind of conquer this with the prayer and the help of God, and us focusing as one instead of trying to divide each other. That is something that I just can't be quiet about. Now, how are you mentally? You know something? Let me tell you something. A lot of y'all better think about it. You're being locked up in the house. There's a lot going on. You get a little frustrated here and there. You really need to be thinking about what's going on around you. How are you preparing yourself? What are you doing to prepare yourself so that this thing don't really drive you crazy? Because guess what? They're talking about maybe this could go on to June. That's a long time for us to be in this new situation. They saying all kind of things have been happening. They're saying suicide is up. They're saying separation, divorces are up. They say also it's going to be a lot of babies. Okay, hey, it is what it is. Be preparing yourself for that. Where are you mentally? Where are you mentally preparing yourself for the change? Because it's not going to go back and be like it was before. Not with them making statements talking about that more black people got it than anybody. Because that's going to make another problem when we go in the grocery store and I'm standing beside some white female or some white male and he looking at me like I'm crazy because he think that I'm a carrier because I'm black. Come on. So I just want to put that. I feel bad because I just wish that this stuff doesn't affect us so bad where we don't know how to take care of each other. I am my brother's keeper, and God said it didn't matter whether you was black or white. That's how I see it. You know, I see many little kids, man, that black or white. When they play, they don't give a darn about who's lighter or who dark. They want to know who can catch the ball and who can run the fastest. If we don't come together as people and make the changes how we treat each other, then we're going to keep having situations like this. Desi, Malik, Faustine, Kimberly, Tawana, how y'all doing? Welcome. Nothing but love and respect. I'm keeping it real. Where are you mentally? You better be preparing yourself. You got to prepare yourself. And this goes back when I was talking about the blueprint. Having a blueprint, you got to start thinking about what are you going to do? How are you going to make your moves? What is the next move? What happens if they just turn around and this thing goes real crazy and they say, well, you know what? Y'all not coming back for another 6 more months. Oh, my goodness. We're going to be in trouble. Let me see. I saw the same today also in my area, which is mostly Spanish. They are, I don't know what's that right there, around, they walking around with no gloves, no mask also. A lot of Africans, not sure if they really do not understand how serious this is. Okay, there you go right there. That's going to happen in the neighborhood, especially if they can't afford them. If they ain't got no money to get no mask, they ain't got to get, well, okay, they say tie a scarf around your face. Do what you got to do. But my point that I was trying to make earlier is this. It's how people are treated, how they're raised. I'll give you a prime example. If you get a woman who was raped as a child, right? And she grows up, she grows up in a beautiful, she was raped whatever way it was, and then she goes into a beautiful life of living and everything is beautiful and everything. Do you think that experience is not going to follow her the rest of her life? If a boy was raped by his uncle or cousin or something craziness, do you think that won't follow him? Or if your father was beating you and abusing you, you don't think it doesn't follow you? Do you know lack of education follows you? Do you know when discrimination, how it affects you, it follows you? So what happens is, this is the way we think. And how does it affect us mentally? Everything that goes on around us affects us. That's what I was talking about, the change. When Obama was running for office, he said it was time for change. He's talking about what I talk about every day. People to people, power to power, positive thinking people. He's talking about change. Change the way you think, change the way you do things, and get up and make a difference. And don't allow people to put garbage in your head and let it stay there. You got to remove it. It's up to you within your house. My grandsons, when they come in here, they're not coming in here with their pants hanging down, let alone my older kids. And most of them know. I ain't saying that they don't have that kind of style, because they made it a style. But look, let me tell you something. It look too bad, I say something. Pull your pants up. Because I have to make that difference. I have to make it so that they're going to respect me and do the things that's going to help me to be a better me. And also, it's going to help them in the long run. I hope I'm not all over the place. My point to all this is this. If they keep trying to say that this is a black thing, eventually we're going to start having some problems with that too. We're going to have some fights outside when this thing calm down and they standing in the grocery line, and then we got people looking at black folks like we the one that's carrying this disease. No, that's not the case. All of us got it, one way or another. All of us can get it. Okay? That's one thing. I don't care. And this is the other thing that really gets me. They talking all this, and I can't say but so much, but how many of them you see them on television that they stand away from each other and got masses and all this stuff? Come on now. Come on. But we want to say that it's certain people. How you doing, Junior? What's up, cuz? From Atlanta? How you doing, my man? I saw you working out the other day, saw the swimming pool. Don't think I don't want to come down there and get some strokes in there. Mad love to you. Let's keep it real, though. Okay? How are you thinking? And where are you mentally? Do you know that right now this is really, really, really bothering a lot of people? I get on here. This is an outlet for me in a way. It's helping me. It's helping me become aware of some of the things I've done, things I need to work on. It's also giving me my blueprint because I know what I'm trying to do. And I'm going to keep moving in that direction. That's my blueprint. I'm working on my blueprint right here with you. I'm trying to do that. People to people, power to power, positive thinking people. That's part of my blueprint. Here's somebody else. Let me see what we got here. It says, my thoughts is started in China, so we Americans thought, oh, that's their problem. Then it started appearing in the United States. If you notice, it was taken serious, but it affected white Americans. They quickly act on that. Now it's affecting the black Americans. Guess who will be last on the list for the vaccine? Okay? Folks knew this was coming. Google it. The sad thing is we weren't prepared. So the question is, how long before it's cured? Will we be prepared for the next thing? We need to take heed and stay woke. Come on. Liz, come on now. You couldn't have said it better. That's real talk. That's real talk. I'm sorry. I'm telling you right now, we better take heed and pay attention. At first, if it was a black thing and I said that, in the beginning, they would have told us from the very beginning. Even me, I'm guilty. I'm guilty. When they told me about all them Chinese people was dying over there, this is what I thought. I ain't calling no names. I thought that, yeah, somebody, they done put something together, went and dropped it over there to try to teach them a lesson, and then that stuff got out of hand. And the next thing you know, God stepped in and say, now you want to play God? Let me show you who's powerful. God said, I'll let it spread all over the land. Matter of fact, on that, that's why I got to read something. Hold on a minute. See, God be working. This was something that every day I do my meditation before I come on. I praise you, Lord. I praise you, God. I just give you glory and praise. And then I go and I pick up the Bible and then I just open it. I go to the window, I face where the rising sun, and then I open the Bible and I see what God wants me to read. I don't claim to know this Bible like that, but I do love, respect it, and I try to live by it as best I can. So let me find this real quick here. And this was just something just happened to when I opened it up today. Gotta take my glasses off. Bear with me. Thank you, Lord. I give you glory. Father God, in the name of Jesus, Lord, I thank you for everything you do for me. I thank you. And I just ask that you continue to keep me moving in the right direction. I have nothing against those who pray to any other God, long as it's the God Almighty. I don't care how they do it, and no disrespect to them, but I just trust and believe in you and the Holy Spirit. I just had to say that. Okay. It says, the great day of God. For behold, the day is coming, burning like an oven, and all the proud, yes, who wickedly will be stumbled. And the day which is coming shall burn them up, says the Lord of hosts, that will leave them neither root nor branch. But you who fear my name, the Son, S-U-N, of righteousness, shall rise with healing in his wings. And you shall go out and grow fat like stead-fed calf. You shall trample the wicked, for they shall be ashes under the sole of your feet on the day that I do this, say the Lord of hosts. Remember the law of Moses, my servant, which I commanded him of harbor for all Israel. With the status and judgment, behold, I will send you Elijah the prophet before the coming of the great dreadful day of the Lord. And he will turn the hearts of the fathers to the children, and the hearts of the children to their fathers, lest I come and strike the earth with a curse. That's what I got. That's what I just opened it up and I read that. And I'm only, this is just what I got out of it. You know, we got a lot of people try to say it's this, it's that. But God also speaks, and what he's telling you, and I know in the Quran and all the other holy books they have, that they get the same message, because I think that God, he don't judge how you want to claim your religion. I just think that he say, as long as you believe in a higher being, which is him the creator, I think that he accepts them all. So when I read that, I thought about it, and he says that list, I come and strike the earth with a curse. You know something? When we do not follow what we're supposed to do as humans and don't do it right, things like this happen. We running around here treating each other with disrespect, not helping each other, not being my brother's keeper. Come on. Family and friends. Come on. With Jane, Uncle Buck. Hey, Uncle Buck, we're going to have to call you because the what is that vision thing? We supposed to have Uncle Buck on as a guest today, and we was trying, and for some reason I don't know why it wasn't working. Harold Harrison, Lynn Nelson, how you doing? God bless you. Let's see. Who is that? Maurice Brooks. Welcome. So just know that it's real serious where we are today. Think about what just think. What are you thinking about? What are your thoughts? Are you in there playing cards and not really thinking about tomorrow? Are you just playing checkers? Are you just sleeping around getting fat? Are you thinking about what's going to happen if you can't go back to work right away? And how is it affecting you mentally? You got to check all that out. Take the time to look at what's going on. So I got to change direction a little bit. So this way it goes into how we supposed to be treating our young people, how we supposed to be supporting each other. Let me tell you something. If they want this virus to slow down, let me tell you, you better get them little kids, them little hard-hit rugrats that you got running in your house, not paying attention, get them under control. Get them under control. And they got black rugrats, and they got white ones, Chinese ones, and some Hispanics too. Get them under control. Once you start to get them under control, we can control a lot of other things. We can make a difference in our tomorrow. You can't go on the subway and feel safe, riding the train because somebody might want to take your phone, and you think you're going to make them stay in the house? When you treat them like that, you're not giving them no proper education. You're not giving them the doctors that they need. We let the drugs come into the community like nothing, and then you want to tell them to stay home? Half of them don't even know what home is. So if you're looking for a problem, that's where the problem at. We can't be blaming it on one race, because all races got a problem with some drugs and some drinking and all that. I know that. And everybody else know it. We just target the ones that we want to make an example out of. And I can't put this no other way. I pity my black men who don't step up and do the right thing to teach your young man how to be men. I don't have nothing against no gay men. You know, you do what you want. But we need some real men to stand up, some soldiers. Show them how to walk around, you know, with some dignity and respect, and know how to take care of their families. To show them that respect in your house. It's a pecking order in your home. No child supposed to be running your house. No child is supposed to be making no decisions in the house. When that child come in there, you tell the child, look, we eat at this time, you walk like this, you talk like this until you pay the rent. And when you get them and you put them in that position, when we have epidemics like this, they'll listen to you. I guarantee you that some of them crazy children that be on the subway, when they go in the house, their mama will be looking at them and say, yo, don't worry about that coronavirus. It ain't gonna bother you. Go on outside. They be they be sitting them hoping that some of them get it. I'm sorry. But some of them ones that be on the train, if I had a bucket of it, God forgive me. Okay. All right, God forgive me. That was the devil. Be God, devil. I was just thinking about some of them incidents where my wife was telling me, sit down and be quiet. Don't you bother them. Don't you say nothing. Because they was on there carrying on. Those are the ones that be going all over the place. They ain't gonna wear no mask and no listen. And guess what? They got them all over the place. In Mexico, in China, they got gangs and young fools all over. It's not about, you know, us being black. It's not about us being white. Right now, what we need to do is we need to just keep praying. Stay focused on your prayer. Understand what you're thinking. Know what you're thinking. The mind can play tricks on you. Mind will have you do some real crazy things. And mentally, you got to think about all of us that have been affected. If you've been raped, you ain't never get over that rape. If you've been child abused, you ain't never get over it. You just learn how to deal with it. You know? If you had a drug problem, let me tell you something. You never forget about how good that high was. You just know that it ain't good for you by your health. You don't forget that level of intoxication when you was drunk. But it's how you deal with it and mentally how you prepare yourself. We got, you know something? So last week, you might have always seen me keep doing this. I said I was going to talk about that. Reason why, since I've been home, my stomach done got bigger. You know what I'm doing? I'm thinking. One, and I'm going to think about how am I mentally, where I'm at. I know what I need to do. Need to cut back off the bread and start walking some more and do a little more push-ups and sit-ups. Rodney, you got to do what you got to do. Because if not, the stomach going to keep that. I was getting it down, and then I lost my focus. Got off the blueprint, started doing other things, forgot where I was. I keep it real. I'm not going to just throw things at you. I'm talking about, so you think about what happens with you. What things that you do that you got to change. Your attitude, how you treat people. If you think you better than somebody. We got a lot of people like that. Candy. That's our niece. Regina. Tamara. Or Tamara. That's Daniel. How you doing? JB. How you doing? What's up there, Daniel? Daniel down in Houston. God bless you, my brother. JB, I think you still in Mexico. And if you ain't in Mexico, you somewhere close to it. All I'm saying is, yo, you know, you got to change the way you do things. Think about what you're thinking. Think about it. Think about what's going on. And then also think about how are you dealing with it mentally. Let me see this. Ask for help. Mental health is something we all need. need to talk to one another professionally or a caring, listening person. Hey, Lynn, let me tell you something, sweetheart. That is so true. When I came home from the Marine Corps, I was having a lot of issues adjusting because being in the United States Marine, I don't know what else I can tell you, but that's what they taught me. They taught me how to survive. They taught me how to kill. That's what they taught me. I'm sorry. That's what they taught me. And when I came home and tried to fit back in, I found myself in a bad situation because that was embedded in me. So every time somebody did something to me, I thought that I needed to kill them. Or I thought that I had to figure out a way to go in and make things difficult for them because the military had put that in me. And so what I decided to do, I went down to mental health and I talked to a lady. Her name was Miss Campbell. I'll never forget her. A nice little blonde-haired white woman. She helped me. She helped me to be able to talk about what's going on. And that's why I say mentally, you think you're okay, but mentally you could be in a whole different frame of mind. And you got to watch it because it makes you do things that you normally wouldn't do. And when you start paying attention to your mental aspect of it and you get help. Last year, I was having some real serious drama problems in my personal life. And not with not in my household, but I'm just saying overall in my life period. Work, home, industries. I was just having all kind of issues, and I was dealing with some stuff. So I had to go back and see a psychiatrist, which was recommended by my doctor because I was going through it. And when I started to talk to the psychiatrist, the psychiatrist, she started to help me understand that my thinking could cause my mental level to decrease to where I can't function properly. I have to watch how I think in order for me to move constructively without looking crazy. And that's what we have to do. So, Lynn, you are totally correct. A lot of us got to find somebody to talk to. And I appreciate when the people come on, people to people, power to power, power to think people. That's what I'll be looking at, the fact that I hope that that's what I'll be helping some people to move forward, to be able to address some things that you need to do. Because I'm telling you, in the long run, it's up to you to make the difference. Not the white man, not the black man, not the Hispanic man. Man, we always want to blame it on somebody else. You fix it. You got to focus on you. If your relationship is screwed up, it takes two to argue. If you leave one of them arguing by themselves, hey, they look like a fool by themselves. You just keep on moving. If you don't do something to move in the right direction, you're going to find yourself, you're going to be stagnated, and you're going to start falling apart. That's your family relationships, that's your jobs, that's going to be your spiritual, and definitely your health. You got to pay attention to all that. What are you thinking? Where are you mentally? People to people, let me tell you something. People, those people trying to tell us that it's all black people got this thing, okay, they should have said that as soon as it came out, because when I first heard it, it was Chinese people. Man, I had to laugh. Now, power to power, we got the people that's possessing us in the position to put us in a position telling us when we can't go in and out, how we can go, when we can go to the store, that in a few more days, you ain't going to be able to go in the store now unless you got a mask on. And if they tell you can't go in there, guess what? They ain't going to let you in. And let them tell you that a few times and see how your mind start to work. See how it start to mess with you mentally. You gotta slow down. And we all, and this goes from the top to the bottom, from the bottom to the top. Everybody. One of the biggest problems we had in this country is that we got certain people who want to keep us separated. And when I say that, we got different levels. And guess what? On all levels is black and white and some more stuff. And we talk about a lot of the black men that say, oh, it's the white man, bruh. And if you walking around and you ain't got no chains on your feet and no chains on your hands, look, ain't no white man that's going to tell you to go steal nothing. That's your choice. And the same thing with a white dude. If he wanna, I'm trying to think of that drug that they really do a lot of, that all of a sudden they're getting a lot of help. But yo, they decide to do that. That's them. It ain't a black or white thing for real, for real. It's a cultural thing. You put people in the neighborhoods where in the projects, yo, what you expect? You don't give them the proper training and giving them the medical help that they need, the opportunities to be able to grow and to move forward, you're going to see that. You know, one of the questions I wanted to ask myself, how is it that Chocolate City, right? Chocolate City now, Washington, D.C., and many of you remember when it was just that. Now, we don't see many of us moving in them high rises and stuff down there. We don't see that. We gotta realize something. Certain things are put in place to make people respond a certain way. Your actions cause a reaction. Excuse me. If you go back on and check, see if you can get his number so you can call him, because he can't call me on my phone. Anthony, you gotta hold on. Zena's gonna try to call you. If you can't get where you are making a difference for yourself, I'm gonna tell you something. You're gonna run into a serious problem. The way that you think is gonna affect you mentally. And if you're not thinking with some positive energy, your mental response to with yourself and the people around you is not gonna be good. It's real talk. I know that I was supposed to have that's who my phone just rang, and that was Uncle Buck. He was supposed to be my guest today, and because we was trying to get it so we can get it so he would be able to call in with us. Y'all excuse me. So stay with me. Stay with me. When I say stay with me, let's stay focused. Let's make a difference. Yo, for everybody that need the book, when I say the book, I mean the Bible. If you need it, get in it. It's going to help you. If you need to call somebody and talk to somebody, do it. But I tell you, you gotta find out what you're thinking. Because not all the time are you aware. Sometimes you be sitting there and looking just up in the sky and don't even realize that you've been sitting there 30, 40 minutes. And didn't realize what you was thinking about. Your mental health, and when I say that, how your mind is operating, are you feeding your mind, or are you giving it the right things to move forward? Hey, it's real talk. People to people, power to power, power to thing. People, I love you. And black folks, yo, if it is us that's causing this situation to excel out of control, stay home. Stay home. Because we got to do this together. Everybody. We got to stick together. So I would ask everybody, please like and share when you see these talks. Please do that. Send me some text messages. Let me know what you want to talk about. I'm trying to stay real. This is the truth. Truth sets you free. I'm dealing with facts. I ain't making up nothing. You see it on the news, and I'm going to tell you something. If you don't change your ways, I'm telling you something. Guess what? You can be real selfish as you want to. Your grandchildren going to be the one that's going to pay. Believe that. You got to make a difference. And you can actually start going to YouTube to subscribe. We'll actually get ready to move to YouTube. I am so excited because we're getting ready to open up a bigger audience. And as I told you before, it's real talk with Rodney Grimes, but I also want to bring in talent. And once we get back where we're able to be around one another, we're going to definitely be doing that. I'm going to be exposing the talent that in the DMV area, and we're going to be doing some very, very positive things because we're positive thinking people. We're going to make it so that we're going to put the power within ourselves so that we'll be able to show other people and help empower other people so that power to power is going to move forward. And then all we're going to have to do is we're going to network with everybody, which is people to people. It's going to be us. People to people, power to power, positive thinking people. Okay, so, and also, I also got to remind you about the celebration of praise. Please, we are waiting. Again, that's what I do. So, no, it was postponed. The day that we are back to moving forward, then we're going to definitely do that, and we're going to definitely bring to you some very, very powerful artists and praise dancers, comedians. We just gonna open up the spoken word individuals. We got them, and we're gonna bring them to you, and we're gonna make sure that you're gonna be able to enjoy yourself. So as I think I said this a few days ago, everybody that did purchase the ticket, your ticket is now a VIP ticket. So don't dispose of it. You will get the VIP service because you had already purchased your ticket. So I've already talked to someone at the Lee Auditorium, and they informed me that I will be I'm first on the list pretty much. Soon as something come available, that they're gonna let me know when I can change the date, and then I will do so and put that out. And I just want to tell you, God bless everybody. Come on now, let's tighten up. Hey, think about what I said. How are you thinking? Where are you mentally? Think about that. Ask yourself that, and then you'll be able to look around and see, what you need to work on. What's up, cuz? How you doing there, Walter? My brother, I appreciate you. What's that? Diane? Lorraine? Is it Lauren? Lauren? Okay. How you doing, Lauren? Welcome. All I'm saying is, it's up to us. Can I share something with you? I always tell people this. So I want to show you some stuff. This when I say common sense. If it's a wall, and on the other side of the wall is success, and it's a long wall, and you can go to the right or left, ain't no telling what's to the right or left or how you're going to get there, but you got this ladder. And this wall is real high. Now follow me. So one person gets on there who got enough nerve to climb up there to see over the wall is going to need somebody to hold the ladder for him to go up. And what happens? When the person who's holding the ladder is supporting them and helping them to maintain and not worry about falling, they can focus as they climb. And when they climb up and they're able to look over the wall, they can tell you, man, the job is like 2 blocks down the road, because they can see it. So what you do is you hold the ladder, and he'll tell you, he or she, say, just hold the ladder, because when I jump, I'm going to be able to jump on this tree and hold on, and I'm going to go down. And then you can have the other person to hold the ladder to come on up. But I'm going to stay right here so that when you come over, you'll know where I'm at. That's what this is all about. People to people. The power is the man that's holding the ladder. The one that's holding it. He's giving the other person who's going up the confidence to keep moving. And once he get the person to get up there and see over, start to thinking on a positive level and don't be selfish and say, you can come on so I can tell you how to drop or where to roll. Watch out for the puddle right here. That's what this is about. People, power, thinking people. I'm telling you, it's amazing what we can do when we come together. Rhonda, from South Carolina. How you doing, cuz? How you doing? Love you. I love it when the family from Georgia, South Carolina. I got my man from down in Texas, Daniel. Hey, much love to you and your wife. Much love to Joe, that's I think still in Mexico. Junior in Atlanta. Come on now. Help. You know what I ask you to do? Hit like, put your comments, share, and let's watch this. Let me tell you what's going to happen. With or without you, I'm going to keep doing it. I'm on the ladder. I got some people holding the ladder for me. I'm telling you that. And when I get up there, I'm going to look and I'm going to yell back and I'm going to say, guess what? It's a whole lot of room for all of us. Come on, let's do what we do. That's exactly what I'm going to do. Because every day that I get on here, I have to pray to God and say, Father God, please help me to help somebody else. Please help me to be an example for somebody else. Why do I do it? I don't know. Other than the fact that this is what he did. He put it in my spirit. I've been doing this a long time. A lot of y'all that don't know me, I used to have over 20 different groups that I managed. Okay? Kept them out of trouble, kept them from doing drugs. None of them got pregnant while they was with me. None of them went to jail while they was with me. None of them got strung out on drugs while they was with me. I was doing this. PTP, people to people, power to power, positive people, full-time production. That's right. I was doing showcase, artist development. I was taking them to New York. We was all over the place. I actually found myself a couple times on TV. I ain't bragging. I'm just telling you the truth. And what I'm telling you is, well, I'm trying to go with this. I need your help. I need you to be thinking positive to see that what we're going to do is get that information out, and we're going to be able to talk about these things, and we're going to be able to deal with things that help us to think so that mentally we be prepared. That we'll be able to move forward and the door open for everyone to move forward. And anybody that want to join on, come on. Let's get busy. Real talk. Rodney Grimes. People to people, power to power, positive people. Hey, Uncle Buck, if you still there, man, I kind of got thrown off today. I know that you was prepared to kind of sign in with me today. I'll call you because this was real serious what I had to talk about today. When I was just thinking about how they was just had my mind going every place, and it started to mess with me. I was like, I'm sure a lot of other people are feeling that cabin fever and not understanding what's going on. Yo, watch your thinking. Ask yourself, where are you mentally? And get down on your knees and just give God some glory and give him some time so that you can get your mind in the right direction, so that you don't find yourself falling short, walking around like you're a zombie, not knowing which way to go. Become that person that holds the ladder, support the ladder, and if you want to climb the ladder, go ahead and climb it. Who is that? Vicky, Nelson, how you doing? Welcome. So, again, I ask you to go back, hit like, share, go to YouTube, subscribe, and let's make this thing happen. And I can assure you, once we get where we can actually network with each other, I got some very, very lucrative people I'm going to bring on. Again, I talked to my friend Joe Coleman, who's from the Platters. I was going to have him on, so I'm going to try to do that. My friend Dane Riley, I want to have him on as well. Uncle Buck, I didn't forget about you, bro. Believe it or not, it was just the way things went. We kept trying to make this thing work, and it wasn't working for us. So we can try again, and then I'll have you come on. That's he's actually one of my family members, a brother that does a lot in the community. A lot of y'all know him. He one of the party crashers. And themselves, I mentioned that a few days ago, they be doing what they do. Okay, enough is enough, I just thank you. I give glory and praise to God for everything. I ask everybody, stay home, stay safe, and remember this. This corona ain't black or white. It ain't yellow, it ain't green. It's mean. That's what I can tell you. PTP, people to people, power to power, positive people.